I've got Mr. Tony Anderson, you handsome devil, you. You are the past president of Tacoma Athletic Commission. Welcome back to Cityline.
Well, thank you, Amanda. It's always nice to be here, and especially to talk about our Golden Gloves boxing program, that 100% of every dollar goes to help these young men and young women achieve their possible goal.
Well, and the man sitting next to you knows a little bit about budgets and achieving goals. Former Mayor Bill Baarsma, welcome back to Cityline.
Thank you. It's been a few years.
It has been a few years. And this year, rumor has it that you are a 2025 Golden Gloves honoree.
That's correct.
We're going to find out exactly what you have done to deserve this, young man.
Thank you. Yes.
Because you're always getting into something. So, Tony, first off, if people don't know what the Tacoma Golden Gloves is, what do we say to them?
Well, it's a program from the Tacoma Athletic Commission who's been around since 1943 here in our community. And the goal with the Golden Gloves program is always to help these, used to be just young men, and now it's young men and women are fighting. And believe me, I do not want some of these women swinging at me either. And but it's to help them achieve their goal,
yes,
to represent the state of Washington in the regional tournament in Las Vegas, and then potentially to go on to the national tournament. And we have had many national champions come from Tacoma. One thing I want to let you know is the doctor coming back this year for our event was a former Golden Gloves champion winner, and she was Miss Washington.
Boy, that packs a wallet.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
You see it? Here, hold my crown. I've got to put my gloves on.
Yeah.
Go at it in the ring for a bit. So when we talk about the process of Golden Gloves, and then Mayor Baarsma, we're going to get to you and find out what exactly is your involvement and why are they giving you something. The process, Tony, you got some prelims on the 24th.
Yes, on the 24th at the Edison Annex. And listen, head coach Tom Mustin.
I love him. Where is he?
Yeah, and his pal Emmett Linton Sr. Have dedicated their lives the last 35, 40 years to this program. And they're volunteers.
Right.
They don't get paid a dime. And so we want to make sure that we honor them as well. But to former Mayor Baarsma, let me tell you something about this man.
Oh, here it comes, Mayor Baarsma.
He's forgotten more history of Tacoma-Pierce County than I know. If I need an answer to a question, I'm calling our former mayor.
Do you know what, when we call 911 or 211, I expect his voice to be Mayor Baarsma.
And if he calls me, I always answer, yes, Mr. Mayor. Or if I call him, Mr. Mayor,
every
need
time
help with
I
this.
see him, he's Mr. Mayor.
But he's been around. He's the oldest living person involvement with our Golden Gloves, and here's why. Because in 1952, he was a towel boy for the Golden Gloves.
What?
He's stealing my line.
Now you can finish the rest.
Wait. So, okay, you were a towel boy. So I'm going to try very hard to get all of these images out of my mind.
Sure.
Because usually towel people are dressed in costumes. They may be walking around with signs.
Nope.
Can you tell us how this came about, Towel Boy, Mayor Baarsma?
So it's 73 years ago, and I think I'm the only person still alive that can talk about what happened in 1973 in the Fieldhouse and the fights.
And I was alive in 73 too.
I was 9 years old at the time. Anyway, back in 52, my dad's good buddy was a fellow by the name of Pat Flanagan, who'd been a professional fighter. My dad was a fight fan, and I turned out to be a fight fan. And when he wasn't working at the Smelter on Wednesdays and Friday nights, we'd watch the fights. And he would, put this in his chair. And since he was my dad, I became a fight fan as well. And he learned to tape the fighters' hands from his buddy, Pat Flanagan. And so Clarence Baarsma and Pat Flanagan were taping the fighters' hands in the dressing room. But they needed someone to take the towels up to ringside and pick up the soiled towels and bring them back. And that was me and Pat's son, Patty. And so after every fight, since they had no idea as to who won or lost, we would report the results of the fight, bring the towels back, and in a canvas bag and
Yeah.
dump them into a laundry receptacle, and that was it. And I was involved for about 5 or 6 years actually in that capacity, and I saw many fighters, gold medal winners,
Yeah.
Pete Rademacher, who lost in a big upset. I'll never forget, probably the biggest upset in the history of Golden Gloves.
Yes.
On January 26, 1952.
Oh, look at here.
That's
That's the team.
There it is.
That's the team, and the guy that's on the right in the back row, his name is Jim Davis. He was an MP from Fort Lewis. Fort Lewis had fighters in every classification.
Wow.
And he fought the great Pete Rademacher, who later went on to win a gold medal in the 1956 Olympics in Melbourne, Australia. Pete was a feared fighter, a big guy, and the trainer. I still remember that his trainer, Jim Davis's trainer, kept saying Jim was, he was a little scared of getting up in the ring with the great Rademacher, but the trainer kept saying, Pete drops his left when he shoots a jab, and what you need to do is an overhand right. And lo and behold, I'm watching the fight. Everyone's watching. Everyone's expecting Rademacher to win. Pete drops his left, and Jim
Boom.
throws that right over the top, and down went Rademacher. Down for the count he
And the
went.
crowd went wild.
They did.
Yeah,
They
it's
did. They
amazing.
were stunned. They couldn't believe it. Anyway, that probably is the most memorable fight that I had a chance to see, and
Boy, so
Quite something.
this is what later prepared you for politics.
I guess.
Yes.
I guess. I would say that.
You know, I had to get that jab in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tony, we've been showing the website below.
Yes.
These handsome faces, and that's where we purchased tickets. Tell us about the finals on January 25th at 7 p.m.
Well, the doors will open at 6 p.m. at the University of Puget Sound Fieldhouse, and the show will begin at 7 p.m. And we're also want to tell everyone that Bates is going to be streaming
Nice.
the event.
Great.
And last year we had Tony Ventrilla doing the play-by-play and the
Another
color.
great Tony.
Yeah, and unfortunately he passed away not too long ago here. So now backup Tony is going to be doing his part.
Is that you?
That's me,
Tony B.
Tony B. But I want to tell you this. You remember the young man, Dedrick Crocklin, that I brought on the show with me several times?
I never forget him.
Let me tell you, that young man is beyond fantastic. He just fought his first pro fight at the Emerald Queen this last Friday night,
Yes.
and he knocked out his opponent in the first round.
Wow. That's incredible. Tony, who are we looking at right here?
Um,
Besides up and coming potential.
Well, these are from several years ago. I don't remember their names,
That's all right.
but if I remember the kid in the blue trunks, I think he went on to receive the Pat McMurtry Inspirational Award.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, Tony and Mayor Barsma, we'll go to Mayor Barsma first. What do you think that people who participate in this sport get from it?
Well, you have to be disciplined,
Yeah.
obviously, focused. It's part of a team effort, needless to say. You have to accept, direction, and to have to develop both mentally and physically, because it involves both aspects of it. And of course, these are 2-minute rounds. There are protectors, head protectors, and so
Yes.
on. Wasn't the case back
Nope.
70 years ago. So the participants.
They're going to be tough.
Yeah, they're tough,
Yeah.
but they're protected. They,
Yeah.
you don't have injuries like they used to back in the day.
Tony, before you answer that question, I need to ask you.
Yes.
Who do we need to thank? Because
Well, we have
15 seconds.
so many sponsors. Our chairman, Dr. Greg Plansich, City of Tacoma, Pierce County, Subaru, and Peninsula Subaru.
So I have to say, before they flick the lights and tell
Yeah.
us we have to get out of here, anybody who's touched this program.
Anyone who's touched this program,
Thank
because
you.
every dollar, and this is why I want the city and the county to know, this program is here to help these young people, and most of which are people of color.
Right. So, good to know, and we'll see you ringside, both of you.
Absolutely.
You get ready for that award, okay?
That's
Cal Roy?
terrific. I'm really
right.
gratified. And
Yeah.
We have much more to come on Cityline. When we come back, we'll be talking with David about how healthy my dirt is. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.